Sidelines, however. Kyle Shanahan, Houston Texans assistant quarterbacks coach. Mike Shanahan, the head coach, long time in Denver. Selvin Young back in at running back. Gets the handoff, dancing his way. Cross midfield close to the 45-yard line. Good block from Cecil Sapp, his fullback. Selvin Young, a homecoming for him from Jersey Village High School here in the Houston suburbs and from the University of Texas in Austin.
You know, he was at the University of Texas for a while, and Mike said we always had our eye on him, though, because we knew he had a couple of nicks and wasn't able to stay completely healthy the whole time there, but they saw the talent. They knew what he could do. And when you plug a running back into the Denver Broncos offense, usually it means 1,000 yards.
Doesn't it? Third down and 4. Cutler's pass complete for the first down. A backwards catch made to give Denver the first. It was Brandon Marshall that made it, and I'll finish the Florida story.
There you go.
He wanted to be a wide receiver in college. Florida, University of Florida, wanted him to be a defensive back. And he went into Coach Zook's office and begged him, please let me be wide receiver. Just try it in camp, and if it doesn't work out, I'll play anywhere you want. Coach Zook said, do you want to be a Gator or not? He said, Coach, I'm going to Central Florida.
The answer would be no.
Cutler sacked. Mario Williams.
Well, he's trying to make his case for the Pro Bowl right now. 10.5 sacks on the season now. 6.5 in the past 5 games here, and he is really getting it done. The biggest difference I see with Mario Williams is what he's doing with his hands. Last year, when he got in this position, he would do some things and just try to overpower people. There you try and bring a running back, Cecil Sapp, up to block him. You can forget about that. You see the elusiveness. He's having fun playing football. Last year, because of the foot injury, he never practiced. Didn't practice on Wednesday or Thursday. Now he can, and it shows.
Second and long. Cutler sets up a screen. It's to Young, and it's a short gain on the play. Well, all the fans, when he drafted Mario Williams #1, said, you know, what about Reggie Bush? What about Vince Young, who played at Texas? And with a little bit of hindsight, Charlie Casserly maybe made the right decision, huh?
Yeah, you know, especially in this division against Peyton Manning and company, you have to be able to go play with the Colts. They knew they had to have a pass rusher, and he looked just sluggish. He wasn't a professional pass rusher last year, and I think due in large part to that foot injury. But now, after being able to work this offseason, boy, you just see the difference on the field.
Third and long. Cutler from the gun. Steps up, delivers a rifle shot. Threaded it in between defenders to Marshall, who made the catch with 3 Texans around him before Fred Bennett could bring him down.
Well, first of all, Jay Cutler with a shotgun throw there. And again, we're seeing the man coverage on the part of the Houston Texans we don't see a lot of. But watch this ball come in there. Mike Heimerdinger, when the first game he ever saw him in a preseason game, after the game he went down on the field to John Lynch, of course the defensive back, and he said, John, is that ball going as fast as I think it is out there? Dinger said, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Handoff to Young. Draws a crowd of red jerseys. So the Broncos converting on 3rd and 8 with a 13-yard gain. Heimerdinger, quarterback's coach, the man who is mentoring Jay Cutler. We asked Cutler if he'd had any conversations with John Elway, and he said, no, not yet, but I'm going to ask him, you know, sometime. He's so busy, I don't want to, you know, almost like a child saying, I don't want to bother him, you know, but I'm sure that John Elway would have plenty of good things to tell him.
Yeah, if you want to talk to John, you might have to caddy for him.
Travis Henry in it, running back on the 12th play of the drive that started at the Denver 7. Cutler's pass is complete. Javon Walker makes the catch. He has missed the last 8 games with a knee injury and welcomed back to the game with that one just about a yard short of the first down.
You know, the Broncos really have a tough decision to make, in my opinion, this offseason. They owe Javon Walker about $7.5 million if they're going to keep him. But I think he has that kind of talent. Obviously, they're frustrated with the fact he hasn't been able to play much so far this season. But if he's right and Brandon Marshall's right, this is going to be quite a receiving corps.
Well, on the Texans touchdown drive, Rosenfels was perfect. Cutler perfect so far on this Broncos drive. Handoff to Travis Henry. Hit immediately, but looks like he fell forward enough to cross the yellow line and pick up the Denver first down? Yes, he did. First down, Broncos.
Well, we're seeing a lot of offense going back and forth here so far, aren't we? The Texans opened up with a touchdown drive and then a couple of long drives. This one started on the 7-yard line for the Denver Broncos, but we're seeing the kind of quarterback play that we were expecting. Jay Cutler coming off of his best game. Sage Rosenfeld's coming off of his best game.
First down from the 13-yard line. Marshall. There's the ball free. An incomplete pass. Fred Bennett, the rookie from South Carolina, made the play on defense.
Well, you and your Kentucky roots, you'd have been proud. He dribbled it between his legs there. For Brandon Marshall, you can tell what they're trying to do. They just want to get him in the open field, one-on-one, with an opportunity to just make plays. And when you get a guy, I was down on the field before the game, and he runs by you. And it's sort of like when Terrell Owens comes by you as well. You know, he's just this massive guy, and you think, how can a guy that big be fast and quick and run routes and get open? But where he's really dangerous is when he gets it in the open field and you have to try to tackle it.
6'4", 230, and a very engaging person, as we spoke with him yesterday. With the play clock ticking down, here's the snap, and maybe they didn't beat it. It's going to be delay of game against Denver. I thought Cutler was a little late coming onto the field after getting the play call on the sideline.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Joe Carollo, our referee, mic'd up, not only wearing the stadium mic, which we're used to hearing, but also wearing an NFL Network mic tonight, so listening on some of his other conversations.
Well,
game clock to 9:47. 9:47, please.
That's the kind of inexperience, though, you get with a young quarterback. I mean, that has to be your first look. You're down in the red zone. You have an opportunity to go down and score a touchdown.
9:49.
Take that microphone away from him. He's talking more than I am right now. Oh, forget it. I don't even remember what I was saying now.
I'm sure it was good.
Oh, I'm sure it was, too.
Second and 15. Jay Cutler tossing it to Young, and Young bowled over as the pursuit of the defense of the Texans collapses him. Hutchins was the first to hit him, and then Anthony Weaver got there, and then a whole host of defenders to pounce on him.
Well, you know, it just completely changes the play calling at that point. You go from, see the umpire backed up and fell down, and we got a shot of Brandon Marshall. He was laughing, and it's just, you know, let's face it, it's still a game. You know what I mean?
Well, it's good
at the end of the day, it's still a game, and guys are out there having fun and laughing, but that time I don't think it was quite as much fun for Selvin Young as it was for some of the others.
Well, with collisions like that, you better have fun. Travis Henry in it, running back. Third down and 20. Play clock to 1. They got it away. Cutler scrambles, tosses for the end zone, nearly intercepted. Intended for Scheffler, the tight end, who was parked in the end zone, and then Demps made a run at it, couldn't hold on, but did deflect it incomplete. And Will Demps has had a nice first half for the Texans.
Yeah, that's the second touchdown-saving play that Will Demps has made. He's not an exceptionally fast guy, but that time breaking on the ball and almost came up with that one himself. You remember when they were going the other direction, down on the end zone, he said, that one's on me. I should have had that one, but at least he saved the touchdown.
So Jason Elam is on to attempt a 41-yard field goal. Sauerbrunn the hold, and splits the middle, does Jason Elam. And so the drive that started on the 7 of the Broncos nets them 3 points. They're on the board, but trailing 7-3.
The hard-hitting action of American football continues on NASN, the home of the NFL. This week, we feature 4 of the classic clubs of the NFC. Live Sunday night, one of football's oldest rivalries writes another chapter when the Washington Redskins battle the New York Giants. Then on Monday, the Chicago Bears charge into action against the Minnesota Vikings. Redskins-Giants live Sunday night. Bears-Vikings live Monday night. The NFL on NASN.
Just because you're thousands of miles from the nearest big league stadium doesn't mean you can't be a big league fan. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
It's college football bowl season again on NASN, and this December we bring you 15 of the best bowl games from across the NCAA. Catch all these great games plus the 5 BCS games live in January, only on NASN. Check NASN.com for schedules and information.
Saturday night, NFL Network presents the Bengals and 49ers in a live interconference matchup. Bengals-Niners this Saturday at 8 Eastern on NFL Network. O'Brien Gumbel is homesteading his depth charts, getting ready for that one. He'll be back behind the mic on Saturday night. Meanwhile, we're here in Houston. Beautiful shot of Houston and Reliant Stadium. Just adjacent to the Astrodome, just to the left there was the old Astrodome. As Sauerbrunn kicks off for Denver, Andre Davis takes it at the 7. Davis, nice return, cuts to the outside. Davis, another cutback across midfield and caught from behind at the 45-yard line by Jamie Wimborne. Beautiful return by the explosive Andre Davis, who earlier this season had a 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Just last week he did. He's on a roll right now. A lot of straight ahead speed for Andre Davis, and he is getting to be a very exciting return man for the Denver Broncos. I think they've seen enough of return men this season after Devin Hester got him.
They've given up a lot of returns. This one went for 49 yards.
Tradition. Pride. Teamwork. Spirit.
He's something. 25-20, and he scores!
Tigers win! Holy cow!
Heartbreak. Glory. NCAA college football on NASN.
In this jersey, I pledge to wreak havoc on my opponent's plus-minus.
To make one-timers happen way more than once.
I pledge that my team will scrap for every single point on the schedule.
In this jersey, I pledge that holes are only holes if they're open.
Shop.nhl.com presents the RBK Edge jersey. All 30 teams reinvented for more strength, more speed, more belief.
In this jersey, I pledge to play for the logo on the front, not the name on the back.
What do you pledge? Visit shop.nhl.com for your jersey.
For Wilson baseball gloves and much more, visit NASN.com.
Hey owners, you know you can get all your American sports fix daily right here on NASN, Europe's channel for North American sports. Join me and this merry band of journalists as we chew up,
David
spit out all the sports news of the day.
How do you stop cricket matches at noon?
Exclusively on NASN. Hort!
Cheerio, no.
Spot for the Denver Broncos this season. That one went for officially now 50 yards, no touchdown, but 7 times they've allowed touchdowns. Scott O'Brien, special teams coach, the embattled special teams coach of the Broncos. Ron Dane makes his first appearance in the Texans backfield and gets the fake from Rosenfels. Has a man wide open. It's Davis. The hero of the kickoff return gets the pass, and Lynch stops him, but he's inside the 25-yard line of the Denver Broncos.
Boy, that's the power of having a player like Andre Johnson on your team. That time Johnson ran a clear route right down the middle of the field and just left a gaping hole in the middle for an easy completion. Once everybody chases Andre Johnson, Andre Davis had an easy time of it.
And got it for 20 yards. Setting up a first down for the Texans with the ball on the 23 of Denver. Rosenfels after the fake. Tossing for the end zone, but incomplete, intended for Andre Johnson, who goes into the band. And Dre Bly defending for Denver.
You know, we talked a little bit earlier about the returns that have come against this Denver Broncos team. I mean, clearly they lost a game this season earlier against the Chicago Bears. Of course, they're not the only one to lose one to Devin Hester, but he had a punt return, a kickoff return. They had a blocked punt in this game, and that was a game that really was probably the swing game for the Denver Broncos to go on the road, have that one wrapped up, and not a happy moment for Mike Shanahan.
And not too pleased with these events either, as the Texans already leading, driving here. Another play action fake, and Rosenfels for the end zone, but incomplete, intended for Leach, his fullback. And for those of you joining us on NFL.com and NFL Mobile, welcome to Thursday Night Football on NFL Network from Houston, where the Texans lead the Broncos 7-3.
You know, DJ Williams that time, when we talked about his athleticism, that was the only thing that stopped that touchdown. DJ Williams in that cover 2 drop, the Mike linebacker dropping down the middle of the field, wasn't fooled by the play fake at all. Terrific play design that time, because really Vontae Leach was completely wide open down the field, but Williams able to get just deep enough to force Rosenfels to go over the top of him and just missed him.
So 3rd and 10 for Rosenfels. From the shotgun. Plenty of time, pass deflected and incomplete. The pocket just kept collapsing, and finally Kenny Peterson timed it just right. And the former Ohio State Buckeye able to deflect it incomplete.
And the Broncos coming with a little different look than what I've seen. They're doing much more of a 3-man pass rush. Clearly what they're saying is, I don't think we have a lot of confidence in our defensive line at this point, other than Elvis Dumervil, to get any pressure. So let's just drop back into coverage, and let's try, and we're going to have 5 across underneath. We're going to have 3 deep, and they're going to allow you to just try and force it in there.
They've negated Dumervil so far, too. 41-yard field goal attempt. Chris Brown sends it on its way, and inside the upright, and good. So once again, Houston goes up by 7. It's the Texans 10 and the Broncos 3.
The Royal Court 85.
Chad Johnson's world is unique. In 2006, he became the first player to lead his conference in receiving yards for 4 straight seasons. His success leaves only one question.
How do you stop 85?
And throw to Chad. He's got it inside the 10. Makes a move. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Ocho Cinco. Auburn throws to Chad Johnson in the end zone. Touchdown. Chad Johnson has been Mr. World today inside the red zone.
These guys look fantastic. I'm so proud.
Join the Reebok Hockey Revolution. Visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Hi there, folks. I'm Tim McCarver, thanking you for watching my show exclusively here on NASN, Europe's leading channel for North American sports. Join me each week as I conduct in-depth interviews with the biggest stars from the world of sports. Whether you enjoy football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. Check out NASN.com for the latest schedules and guest lists, and we'll see you right here on Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show on NASN.
.38 till halftime, and coming up at halftime, the Wendy's halftime report with highlights and analysis. And Adalys Thomas will join the guys to discuss the Patriots' path to perfection. All coming up on the Wendy's halftime show.
How about the Patriots? You think they're going to do it?
I don't know, that last game against the Giants.
That'll be interesting.
Looming large, huh?
Yeah, and then, of course, you go Jets and Dolphins and then the Giants. If the Giants play all their guys, there may be in question there with some of that. But, boy, they played well so far.
Chris Brown, who just set the single-season Texans record for points with 106, kicks off to Martinez. And Martinez hit, dropped short of the 25-yard line. Broncos ball when we come back with 7:32 left in the first half.
I'll trade you a Red Sox home jersey and a Rangers t-shirt for that Pirates jacket.
No way. I want that Cardinals hoodie and that Braves away uniform and an item to be named later.
You drive a hard bargain. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
See all the best college football action live on NASN.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Radio Shack, where this holiday you don't just buy stuff, you do stuff. Jared, the Gallery of Jewelry, with 5 times the selection of ordinary jewelry stores.
Looks like some of those defensive backs you used to play against. That's the aquarium here in Houston.
And by the end of my career, I couldn't swim at all.
Broncos put the ball in play at their own 23-yard line, trailing the Texans 10-3. Cutler backing up, backing up, backing up, using that arm to get it to Marshall, and then Marshall does the rest. Broke the tackle of Hutchins and has the first down. He told us he's trying to make his name as a receiver, not by just catching the ball, not by just running fast, but by breaking tackles and yards after the catch.
Well, I'd say he's good at it. He's second best in the NFL, as a matter of fact. That looks like he's got a little issue with his elbow or hand, or I don't know exactly what it was, but Jay Cutler, did you see him that time trying to do his best Brett Favre imitation? Falling out of that throw. I'm sure Mike Heimerdinger's going, what are you doing? What are you doing? Good throw.
Marshall on the sidelines. He's caught 5 for 41. Here's the handoff to Travis Henry. Penalty marker is down, and so is Travis Henry. Defensive holding against the Texans, automatic first down.
Holding, 99, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Travis Johnson.
And you say, how does that happen? But defensively, what interior linemen like to do is they will grab the blockers trying to get off on the inside linebackers and essentially just make sure that they don't get out, and then let the linebackers run free and make the play. And the officials really the past couple of years have really made that much more of a point of emphasis in the NFL, not allowing that to happen.
First penalty of the game against Houston. Marshall back in the game. Cutler's pass on target again. It's caught by Marshall. He's finally ridden down by Hutchins, and Von Hutchins having a tough evening, having to look at that man all night long, and looks like he hurt his arm again.
Yeah.
Shaking it.
You know, this has been a little bit typical for the Denver Broncos this year. I think they have about 150, 155 yards of offense so far, and only 3 points. And that's really been the story of this year. They're 5th in yards per game, but only 17th in points per game. They just haven't translated some of these long drives into touchdowns.
Marshall now with a half dozen catches. Cutler with a play action fake in his pass up top again and snagged by Marshall. Marshall tackled by Will Demps, but another big gain for the Broncos.
Tom, this guy is just fearless.
Oh,
I mean, he really is. He's going over, and why not? If I weighed 230 pounds, I'd probably be fearless too. which should make you completely fearless. But he goes up, and the ball doesn't move when it hits his hands. I mean, I know the gloves and all that other kind of stuff, but his hands are so strong going up for the ball, he doesn't care if he gets hit or not.
Rod Smith, the great Denver receiver, has worked with him, especially this year on running slants. That last one was a slant that went for the big gain, as Travis Henry will be stopped before making the line of scrimmage. And Rod Smith, one of the great receivers, he's only 200 pounds, and coaching up Brandon Marshall, the 230-pound wide receiver. Marshall with catches of 12, 14, and 17 yards on this drive.
You talk about fearless, though. Rod Smith, for a long time, for an undrafted guy, maybe as good an undrafted players there's been in this game.
Cutler. Short hops his intended receiver, Javon Walker.
Fred Bennett, a guy they really like for the Texans. Let's see if he got there a fraction earlier or not. Yeah, I'd say that was a little pass interference, but sometimes when you're a young rookie, you get away with things. He leads this team with 3 interceptions, and he's really been a bit of a find after they lost Dante Robinson, who probably is, for my mind, one of the best cornerbacks in all the game. He went out to IR now with a knee injury, but Fred Bennett stepped up and done a nice job for him.
Yeah, that was a huge loss for them on November 4th and out for the rest of the season. Now 3rd down and 12. Play clock at 1. Cutler got it away. Caught by the jersey as he released, and it is broken up at the last minute. Fletcher got it hand in there, and Marshall could not hold on. It would have been a touchdown if he'd gotten his feet down, but a nice defensive play by Jamar Fletcher, the former Wisconsin Badger.
Mario Williams almost got there that time, but it was Jamar Fletcher who comes in the nickel situations, able to get his hands in between Brandon Marshall's arms there, and that is the most difficult thing for a wide receiver, when those hands split between the ball there and you pull it down and it just shoots the ball right out of there.
47-yard Elam field goal attempt. And it is good, so Elam has connected from 41 and now 47 yards to narrow the Texans' lead. Almost a touchdown, but the pass broken up. They settle for the field goal.
Of fencing and 3 years of law school teach you a lot. For him, it's confidence. For me, it's pride. Go to ncaa.student.org to find out how your child could become one of the many student athletes who go pro in something other than sports.
The hard-hitting action of American football continues on NASN, the home of the NFL. This week, we feature 4 of the classic clubs of the NFC. Live Sunday night, one of football's oldest rivalries writes another chapter when the Washington Redskins battle the New York Giants. Then on Monday, the Chicago Bears charge into action against the Minnesota Vikings. Redskins-Giants live Sunday night. Bears-Vikings live Monday night. The NFL on NASN.
.4:31 left, second quarter, 10-6 after the Bronco field goal. And the Broncos now have had 3 drives. All 3 got inside the Houston 30. Only 2 field goals to show for it.
And you don't win like that.
Elam, or Sauerbrunn, I should say, with a kickoff taken by Davis, who had a 50-yard return last time. And using his blockers well, just caught from behind at the 35-yard line by Taylor Jacobs. NFL Network covers the college game, too. College Football Now breaks down the BCS and gets you ready for all the bowl games coming up. That's College Football Now, Tuesday through Friday at 6 Eastern, only on NFL Network.
You're my college guy. You okay with LSU, Ohio State? You think that was right?
That's the way I voted him.
Is it?
And I think LSU will win.
I do, too. I do, too. Of course, we have a little bias towards the SEC. Let's just
That's true.
Let's be honest about everything. A Kentucky guy and a Florida guy.
So with 4:23 on the clock, Rosenfeld's back under center for the Texans. Fakes the handoff, fires at midfield, and it's caught by Andre Johnson.
Well, it has been basically the same route all night long for the Houston Texans and Sage Rosenfeld. That time it was Andre Davis who had the clear out route down the field, and Andre Johnson who came across on that crossing route. That one was tipped somehow, or he throws like I do. He still got it in there. That's a sign of a good quarterback.
You still hold the record at Florida for the longest touchdown pass?
Yeah, I don't like to brag, but yes.
And you threw it. That's what
right.
No one ever. That's a good trivia question. Darius Walker tries a little cutback and makes it across midfield into Denver territory.
And when you talk to these Houston Texans, they talk about the impact of Andre Johnson, what he has done when he's actually been able to play this season. He has missed more than a few ball games, but when you look at it per game, Andre Johnson is actually leading Terrell Owens and Randy Moss, and we know what kind of year those guys are having. But the biggest thing Andre Johnson has done is open up the running game, because everybody has to drop that second safety back. Now you're playing against 7 in the box.
Rosenfeld's dangerous pass, got away with it, intended for Walter. Broken up. That's one that could be picked off. Champ Bailey broke on the football.
Yeah, it's almost like you should start with where's 24 and then let me find somebody else, because he's not going to be far away. But I think the thing that makes Champ Bailey to me a true surefire Hall of Famer is the way he tackles. They literally, in cover 2, you know, where they roll up the corners and play the 2 deep safeties, they will squeeze the corners on occasion and play like a 9-man front because of his tackling ability.
Well, so many times you see cornerbacks come up and not wrap them up, just try to dive at their feet or something, and it goes for a big play against them. Champ Bailey, a sure tackler as well as a playmaker. That pass broken up too. He's made a couple of dangerous throws. Walter, the intended receiver, and that time Dre Bly with the defense.
Yeah, and I think Mike Shanahan said that, well, that's how it's supposed to have looked all season long. In theory, you bring over a Dre Bly from the Detroit Lions, a terrific cover guy, and of course you have Champ Bailey on the other side, and you're thinking, all right, they're going to take away the 2 outside receivers and we can bring our safeties down and really do some damage back there. But it just hasn't gone that way, mostly because the Broncos have been so bad against the run this year.
Well, the best defensive stand for the Broncos, forcing the punt here, Matt Turk. And Glenn Martinez awaits the boot. Fair catch called. Martinez lets it bounce. Dangerous play, a lucky bounce picked up by Dre Bly. And tackled as he goes out of bounds at around the 20-yard line, caught by Dreesen on special teams.
Mario Williams has had a good first half as he's trying to showcase himself for Pro Bowl voters out there. He has the sack early on, and on that last play where the Broncos were trying to complete the ball in the end zone, he almost got to Cutler. You see the arm action, the swat down, and all those types of moves that they've been doing so much better this season. Jethro Franklin, the new defensive line coach, is somebody that Mario Williams and company gives tremendous credit to. The fact that he taught me to play with my hands. They spent all summer sort of working against the blocking dummy and the bags and swatting the arms and sort of those karate moves out there, and that really has made the difference.
Officials conference. Denver will take over with 2:39 on the clock. And back at their own 23-yard line.
On the previous play, the receiving team did signal for a fair catch, but the kick was touched illegally by the kickers. Subsequently, by rule, the receivers can pick the ball up and run. First down.
So a good explanation of what happened on that last play. And ready to put it into action. Here it is again.
Let's see if it was
kind of a
touch.
strange
Obviously,
play.
you can't run it if, in fact, call the fair catch and you don't catch it. But
Yep,
it was bounced off one of the Texans, and good play by Dre Bly. Picked up about 10.
Yeah, bounced off Charlie Anderson. Here's that man again, Brandon Marshall. Flag down late. Marshall having a brilliant first half.
Nice job by, oh, I'm sorry.
Unable to get into the end zone.
Yeah, nice job by Matt Lepsis there coming up with that one, and then they're going to tack on a little for the face mask at the tail end of the play.
Face mask, 47, defense, 5-yard only. By the result of the penalty, it will be a first down.
Will Demps with a smile after he got into the face mask. There it is. Lucky that wasn't 15. He had a pretty good head twist on it.
Yeah, he kind of pulled it up. You know, typically the officials are looking for it to be pulled sideways, but Demps got his hand off fairly quickly.
So 8 catches for Marshall in the first half. Delayed handoff to Selvin Young. Good rush defense that time, led by Mario Williams of Houston. As we tick down toward the 2-minute warning for the